3, 2, 1. Action.
Sakpa and Shege are not just words, they are action words. Sakpa is the local slang in Nigeria. Sakpa means poverty, while Shege means tribulations. There was a widow that experienced both Sakpa and Shege. She was broke, very broke, and deep in debt. And her sons were about to be taken as bondmen. Bondmen means a group of slaves or people that will be used to serve without getting paid. This was the situation she found herself. My name is Anjorin Oluwatosin, and today I'll be showing you 8 power-packed steps to turn your financial struggle around. In 2 Kings chapter 4, from 1 to 7, a widow reached out to Elisha. She was desperate. She needed a change, and she reached out to Elisha. And Elijah did not send her to go and get loans, neither did he send her to go and beg. He asked her a question and he offered her a plan. And the question was, "What do you have in your house?" And she responded, "I have a jar of oil." That singular response turned her life around from struggle to stability. And I'm going to be reading the Bible side by side while I lay out these 8 steps. Are you with me? We'll be reading the Bible and I will be laying out these 8 steps on how you can turn your life around, particularly when you're struggling financially. I'm sure this is a Bible verse that you are familiar with, you've probably read before, and you've most likely have not looked at it from this perspective. And that's what I'm looking forward to show you today. I'll be reading the KJV version. So now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elisha, saying, "Thy servant my husband is dead, and thou knowest that thy servant did fear the Lord, and the creditor is come to take unto him my sons to become bondmen." I've already told you what the bondman means. And Elisha said unto her, "What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in thy house?" And she said, "Thy handmaid had not anything in the house, save a pot of oil." Then he said, "Go borrow thee vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels, borrow not a few. And when thou art coming, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and upon thy sons, and shalt pour out into all those vessels, and thou shalt set aside that which is full." So she went from him. Let's stop there. Remember, I'm about to give you the 8 steps on how to turn your financial struggle around. The first step, I'll link it back to the Bible that I've just read, is desire a change. She cried out. That's the first step. You can't heal from what you tolerate. Sakpa won't leave until you chase it out. Most people are going through issues, they are going through situations, they are just by themselves. You have to cry out. You have to cry out to your friends, to your families. You have to reach out to someone. That's the first step. Because essentially, that's the first thing she did. Going back to the Bible, it says, "Now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elisha." And when she cried out, it means she desired to change her situation. The second point here is recognize your resources. When she cried out, the prophet asked her, "What do you have?" And she said, I just have a small jar of oil. And this is something, when it comes to changing your life, you have to look internally. What idea do you have? What gift do you have? Those are the things that will change your life essentially. What's that thing you can do? What's that thing you can perform? Okay? What gift do you have? Don't overlook your seed because it's small. Don't look at the fact that because you can write pretty well, you say, "Oh, it's just writing now." or you can speak well. You say, it's just speaking. Maybe everybody can talk. This is your gift. Just like the jar of oil turned this woman's life around in the Bible, that little gift, that little idea can change your life for the better. 3, submit to a wise counsel. What does this mean? She listened. She listened to instruction. Okay, no arguments. In this season, your ear is more powerful than your wallet. Who is advising you? I look around, I see people, they don't submit to any form of authority. Most people don't go to church anymore. You don't have a pastor you listen to. In this case, Elisha is like a pastor to her, a man of God she had to run to. Who are you listening to? Who are your friends? If you are always sitting with 5 poor people, you did not count well, you are the 6th person. If you are seated among people that are discussing ideas, okay, it rubs off on you. Who are you listening to? Who do you submit to? Go back to the Bible so that I can take the part where he laid out the instruction. He said, go borrow the vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels. Borrow not a few. And when thou art coming, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and upon thy sons, and shalt pour out into all those vessels. And thou shalt set aside that which is full. So she went from him and shut the door upon her and upon her sons, who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out, and it came to pass. Now, if you see, as soon as the instruction was given, there was no argument. She listened and she went ahead to execute. So, who are you listening to? Who is advising you? The quality of advice you receive translates to the quality of life you will eventually live. Because you cannot be living a certain kind of life and you're trying to get advice from a person that have not lived the kind of life you are looking forward to live in. 4, start with your circle. Start with your circle. Start with your circle. Her sons gathered jars. Start with your team. Even if it's your family or your friend, you don't need the whole world, just a willing few. Start with your circle. And you can see that in the Bible when the instruction came in and shut the door upon her and upon her sons. Upon her sons, who brought the vessels to her. So it was her sons that went to get those empty jars. Right now you've desired a change, you've recognized your resources, you've packaged your skill to value, right? You've listened to wise counsel. Now, most people want to start a business, they are struggling and saying, oh, they don't have money to hire this person and all. Start from where you are. Start with your family members. Start with your friends that have been able to see your vision and they align with it and work with you. For instance, as we speak, my business, I work with 2 of my sisters and my friend. We're doing big things. We know that we can start from a small place and do great things. The person handling our editing, videography and all is in Tana. Advert is in Tana. Admin is in Tana. So I started with people that are around me. You must start with your circle, start with your friends, start with your family members. The 5th point is establish a system. Establish a system. She poured into jars. That's structure. Are you pouring randomly, or do you have a business system, a saving plan, a method? Because you've started your business, there has to be like a structure. There has to be like a system. How you will continue to grow your business. How you will continue to scale what you started. So you have to establish a system. Just like she was pouring into jars, you have to find out ways to create system for the value you've just now discovered. Okay? The 6th point is put it to market. What this means is Elisha told her, go sell the oil. The money is in motion. You must be bold enough to sell what you carry. You must be bold enough to sell your business. You cannot have a product and you just sit there saying you are shy. You cannot be broke and afford to be shy. Shy people are super rich. Nkechi, you can't be broke. Folake, you can't be broke and be shy. You started selling or you started doing makeup and you are not showing up every day. In fact, the internet is not there to help. This period is the best time to make money because the internet is there for you to leverage it. So you're supposed to be putting out content. That's how you sell. Putting out content, telling people this is what I can do. Consistently, you must sell. If you do not sell, your miracle cannot be complete. Now you are seeing it in this particular passage of the Bible, that even after Elisha gave her the instruction to pour the oil into those jars, it did not end there. She had to sell the oil. So after discovering your value, after discovering your skill, or you're able to create a certain product, you must sell this product to the public. Going back to the Bible, and it came to pass when the vessels were full that she said unto her son, bring me yet a vessel. And he said unto her, there is not a vessel more. And the oil stayed. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, go sell the oil. Go sell the oil. You must put your value up for sale. You must let people know that, oh, I'm now selling, I'm now doing makeup work. Oh, I can do wig now. Oh, I can paint nails. I sell ice cream. You have to show up consistently. You have to sell. You have to open your mouth and tell the public that this is what I do, or else you will continue to struggle. Remember that I'm showing you 8 steps to turn your financial struggle around. And this particular step, which is number 6, is very important, because if you are able to do all of these things and you don't sell your value, you will not make any money. Then 7, clear your obligations. Most people, if you even noticed in that part of the Bible, it said, let me see, go sell the oil and pay thy debts. And do what? Pay thy debts. And point 7 here is clear your obligations. Clear your obligations. So what this means is she paid her debt. Financial freedom starts when you handle the past responsibility. There are some people, yes, in the past they were going through financial struggle, and now they've now been able to build structures and systems. They now have money, and they are refusing to pay their debts. That should not be you. Pay your debt so you can live freely, so you can be able to now focus on building capacity, sustaining the wealth that you are now looking to create. So it's important that you clear your obligations. And finally, going back to the Bible, when he says, pay thy debt, and he said, and leave thou and thy children of the rest. Now what that means is maintain the momentum. Don't eat the whole miracle. Build from it. Number 8 here, which is the final point, is maintain the momentum. So you've been able to create your cash flow. Business is now running smoothly. You have to sustain it. You have to sustain it. Don't finish the whole miracle. Now that you know that this value is now bringing in money, cash flow is coming in, you're just eating anyhow, spending anyhow. No, you start building ways to sustain what you are creating. The cash flow is coming in. Where are you sending the money to? How are you investing the money? Because remember, you don't want to go back to where you are coming from. So it's important you follow these steps from 1 to 8 and do everything just like the widow was able to implement these steps, because these steps basically were from the Bible. And the part of the Bible we're looking at is 2 Kings chapter 4 from 1 to 7. So your free time, you can read it and compare what you're reading to the steps I've just laid out. Which of these 8 steps hits home for you? Drop it in the comment section, and remember, your miracle may just mean you realigning your mindset and working with a godly strategy. My name is Anjon Rioluwatosin. See you on the next one.